Greetings to Professor Lee's class. This is Kilpatrick here, another professor in the mighty sociology department. I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to lie your beep beep off with statistics. Okay? Look at the first table here. This is a variable in a data set that came from a question. Do you agree with giving birth control to teenagers? Here is the original table, and if you look down here at the bottom, here it says 1,500. There are 1,500 cases in this data set, and this table contains all of them. And here are our answers: strongly agree all the way down to strongly disagree. And what I want you to focus on is this valid percent column and the valid percent for strongly disagree. Right now, with all 1,500 cases, it stands at 18.6% of the respondents checked that they strongly disagree with giving birth control to teenagers. Now, let's say I'm somebody who wants to show a much higher percentage of strongly disagree. All I have to do is a 10-second manipulation in the data set to change this table to this table. Same exact table, except for two things. Now, the bottom total is only 41 cases. And also, the strongly disagree percentage has jumped up to 37%. A much better statistic for me if I want to show that. Now let's look at how easy it is for me to do this. Here I am in SPSS, and here's the data set. And here is this particular variable called poll views. Now there's 7 answers in this variable. It ranges all the way from extremely liberal to extremely conservative. And the value the value for extremely conservative is the number 7. So all I've done, and I don't expect you to remember all this. Of course, there will be a quiz. I went in here to a select cases command and set this condition. When I click if, this window pops up, and all I have to do is find the variable and move it over here and make it equal to 7. And by doing that, then I click continue, and then I click OK. Bing! And you can see that there are a lot of diagonal lines through these row headers. Every one of these row headers is a case. It's a person who's answering that question. And let's see, we have to scroll down quite a ways until we get to a case that does not have a diagonal line, therefore it is not excluded, because this person checked 7 or answered that they were extremely conservative. So that's what I've done in SPSS to produce this table. There's only 41 people that are extremely conservative in this data set, right? So looking at only them, that's how I get this much bigger number, almost double what it was before for strongly disagree. Now here's the deal. The average person really, even if I showed this table, is really not going to look down here and say, well, hey, how many cases are there? But evil statistics analysts go one step further. They'll take this table and make it into a chart, right? And you don't have any any number here that shows how many respondents are accounted for in this table. All I have is the answers: strongly agree, agree, disagree, and strongly disagree, and their percentages in a chart. And it clearly shows that 37.0% of these respondents, over 1/3, strongly disagree with giving birth control to teenagers. And that's how you lie with statistics. When President Clinton was elected, way before you were born, in 1992, his first speech on television, he flashed some charts like this on the screen. And the amazing thing was, I couldn't even tell what they were because they were only on the screen for 3 seconds, right? So I didn't even have time to look at it and see if it was beep boop or not. So that is how you lie with stats. And, you know, the two things that Mr. Hawk wants to remind you is whenever you read a report, look at a presentation, watch something on television, or listen to it on the radio, or like all of you do probably, you know, see it on the internet somehow, there's two questions that Mr. Hawk wants you to ask yourself. Okay, who wrote it or who produced the report? And the second question is, who funded it? Who paid for it? You know, if MoveOn.org paid for it, then you're pretty sure that it has a liberal bent to it. If Fox News paid for it, then you can be pretty sure that it has a conservative bent. So you really have to check these things out. Okay, so I think I'm done. Wow, I got that done in only 7 minutes. So maybe I'll see some of you in my class, and be nice to Professor Lee. She is really an awesome professor and a great person. Okay, that's the lesson for today. I hope you're all doing fine in COVID land, and I'll see you later.